Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya, they don't want to pay for the Shakur Stevenson Williams ZEPADA fight. Yeah, I told you I'm gonna turn it up a little bit now. Yeah, we warmed up all the way now. What's up with Eddie Hearn on record saying that? Because I seen him in an IFL boxing interview that he did. It was about 46 minutes long. And he was talking about various things. But, of course, I had to pay attention to the Shakur Stevenson part, man. I was hearing him talk about that where he was basically saying with Shakur Stevenson fight with Williams Zepeda, he said Turkey wants the fight to be in Saudi Arabia. And when Shakur first signed on to Matchroom Boxing last year, he had the first two shows to be Joe Cordina and William Zepeda. Obviously, Shakur Stevenson, he hurt his hand to where, they canceled the Joe Cordina fight. And then he was scheduled to fight William Zepeda. William Zepeda, he ended up getting hurt after he fought, Tevin Farmer in his first fight. And then Shakur Stevenson was scheduled to fight Kid Austin. That shit fell off. And then you got Padley. And now we're at the table with, William Zepeda. He just beaten, Tevin Farmer in the rematch. And now that, the WBC has ordered officially Shakur Stevenson to face William Zepeda in a mandatory fight for the WBC title at the 135-pound division. And pretty much Eddie Hearn is saying that Turkey wants to fight in Saudi Arabia, and the first two fights on the deal for Shakur was supposed to be in Saudi Arabia. But right now, they're negotiating the fight for Shakur Stevenson and Zepeda to be in the U.S. instead of Saudi Arabia. So they're planning for the fight to be in the States. And Turkey don't want to pay for the fight to be in the States. He wants to pay for the fight to be in Saudi Arabia. So you got the problem right there. So Eddie Hearn goes on and says that him and Golden Boy Raps, they done talked recently to where they said that they're going to go up to the zone and they're going to pitch, a whole situation to where they can get some money to fund the fight for Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda. And remember, the purse bid is in the first week of May. So you got the purse bid in the first week of May, and we already in the middle of May pretty much now. We're getting headed towards, the middle of April, my bad. And so this purse bid is going to be in about 3 weeks. About a month, close to about a month from now. And they got to negotiate this fight beforehand. And I'm curious to see how much the zone is willing to pay for this fight, because you're already looking at it. Why can't Oscar and Eddie Hearn put their own money together for the fight? What are we talking about right here? I'm really trying to get a real true understanding of why these guys are trying to get Turkey to fund the money, trying to get the zone to fund the money for this fight. Where's their money at for this fight? And then some of you guys be out here talking like, oh, PBC broke, they can't make the fights and all of this and that and everything, when you literally got a clear chase of two promoters that have two fighters on two different, promotional companies that have a mandatory championship fight that's ordered right now, that won't be able to put their damn money together to make the fight for these guys. Like, it's really insane to me that Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya can't put their money together to make this fight happen. Turkey already said he ain't paying Shakur what he paid him for Padley, which was reported $2.2 million. Y'all let this fight go to purse bid. Who gonna bid for this fight? That's the question y'all want to ask yourselves. And I talked about it the other day on the show the other day. Only people that's going to be able to bid for the fight is Turkey, Oscar, and Eddie. So if Turkey pays for the fight, y'all going to have to buy the hell Turkey LLC wants this fight. Whether he wants to fight in Saudi Arabia or he wants to fight to be in the U.S. D1, salute my boy. Hey, everybody salute. Hey, subscribe to my boys Angry White Man Podcast, man. Great work on the boxing content, man. And as well, subscribe to my cousin, man, my family, Rainwall Boxing Podcast as well, man. For sure, man. For sure. What my boy D1 said, he said Eddie just said the fight will be in the summertime. They're working with Golden Boy to get that fight over the lines. ZEPADA wants to fight. Facts. Yeah, yeah. I seen him say last night on his IBF or IBL, whatever the fuck that European boxing content. They they said they said they told Eddie said that they was going to talk with the zone to try to fund the fight. That's what they trying to work on. So they're trying to get the zone to fund the Williams Zepeda and Shakur Stevenson fight right now. But we know Oscar, they want the fight. It's all about Shakur, and Shakur, he got to stop being so egotistic, man. And this your last fight on the contract, allegedly on Matchroom. Take what they trying to get you, bro. Don't let Of course, you ain't about to sit there and take no under a million type shit. I ain't saying Shakur take no shit like that. Like, oh, if they offer you 500K, Shakur take that. I ain't saying that. You know what I'm saying? Take something reasonable, bro, and get this fight over with and get the hell away from them guys, bro. Because what it's looking like to me is definitely looking like they definitely trying to pull a fast one on Shakur over there, bro. And Shakur, we got to look at it in the perspective with Shakur. He rubbing some of them guys the wrong way, similar to Devin Haney and his father, Bill Haney, man. Like, basically saying, he airing, turkey business out, saying Turkey ain't trying to pay me, and I ain't no motherfucker that's going get played cock and everything, and I'm a big dog and everything, and people gotta respect me and all of this shit. Like, and Eddie Hearn, Eddie Hearn just sitting there, even watching him in the interview, Eddie Hearn, he ain't like, and I spoke about it the other day. I was like, where Eddie Hearn defending Shakur at? He ain't defending him strongly. Eddie Hearn don't even want to pay for the fight for real. Eddie Hearn don't really, just think about it. Eddie Hearn has not invested in Shakur at all since he's been with him. And I spoke about it the other day. What's good, my boy D1? He said Shakur needs that fight bad. $6 million is crazy work. For real, bro. For real. And Shakur was so better off if he would have just stayed over there at Top Rank, man. Would have been making $3 million per fight. He would have been better. But this man chose to be over there with Eddie Hearn and put a roadblock in between big fights. If he really wanted to fight with Zepeda and Kid Austin, he could have signed with Oscar De La Hoya easily and easily got both of them fights all in one whop. But he didn't want to do it. He want to be over there with Matchroom Boxing and Eddie Hearn, like Eddie Hearn, the best thing popping over there, and he ain't doing shit for no American fighters, man. And we keep saying this shit. I've been saying this. My boy D1 been saying this. Knockout Boxing been saying this. Daggone OG KQ Boxing, he been saying it. All those. We've been saying this shit for the longest. Eddie Hearn ain't doing shit for no American fighters over there. Boots, he got his last fight on the deal with Matchroom this week. Boots, get the fuck away from Matchroom Boxing after this shit. Please. Please do, bro. Get away from them guys, bro. They over there trying to ruin careers, bro. They're helping their careers for real. If you just look at it, man. I just got to read the room with this shit and see the play with how these people is moving, bro. They moving crazy with Shakur right now, bro. And Shakur value is down. It's down. And the Shakur fans, they so naive to the situation. Like, Shakur is getting pimped out over there. Getting pimped out clearly over there, man. Getting played like a whole lame over there, man. And he want to keep his ass over there. It's going to show how much that Shakur Stevenson don't want smoke in these big fights. Because it ain't no big fights over there for Eddie Hearn. And he's not able to deliver for real. Eddie Hearn has to deliver for sure with the Zepeda fight. And if I was a part of Shakur team, and if Eddie Hearn don't deliver, I would be definitely cutting Eddie Hearn off after this. Because what's the fuck do you need Eddie Hearn if he ain't going to be able to get you the fights you want? That's what Shakur Stevenson team and himself need to be asking themselves. What the fuck do I need Eddie Hearn if he can't get me the big fights? He should have been asking himself that shit when he first signed with Eddie, but he didn't do so. He went on and played some stupid shit, and it comes to mind to me and make me think that Shakur be bluffing about wanting big fights. He just want easy paydays for easy fights. That's just my personal opinion. Mrs. KJ, better fights at top rank for Kurt. That's a fact. Mrs. KJ Shakur is definitely being pimped. He is making no real money. Definitely. He ain't making no real money right now. And we'll see what happens with this fight, man. But I hope the best. I really hope that Shakur do be able to get this fight with ZEPADA, man. I really do. He need this fight. He really do. And he need to do what he need to do to make this fight happen. And Eddie Hearn and Oscar, they need to do their damn job and do what they need to do to make this fight happen. Because it's really looking bad that both of them guys, both supposed to be elite promoters in the boxing game, and they can't get two of their top fighters to fight together, and they on the same platform. It's real nasty work when you look at it, for real. It really is. Like, it really, truly is. And it brings me down to my main topic, man.